Welcome back, people of God. It is episode 2 of the SEO podcast. For those of you,
Azana.
yay, girl, we are just starting this podcast. I used God to beg you too. We're talking about some serious stuff. Let's straighten our people. Okay, I want to check that again because I'm not going to take it today. I'm TikTok already. Well, welcome back, guys. This is episode 2, and we posted episode 1 last week. For those of you that have been following us on social media and did watch the video, shout out to you guys and real OG. Hot. You and your hot job, guys.
The fact that you have falsies on doesn't mean that whatever.
Girl, don't hate the falsies. I don't even know what to say. But anyway, yes, shout out to you guys for following us on Instagram and following the conversation. You know that we face a lot of challenges uploading episode 1. Did you face a lot of challenges? I slept in later, or I just had to make sure the video went up, but yeah, you faced most of the challenges. Homegirl and zones. She went through a lot, and I was just there recording none of it because it gave me joy.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you to everybody that supported the effort, the fruit of all my effort.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
God bless you.
And yeah, so if you listen to episode 1, of course you listen to episode 1 because
of course you did. Why would you be here if you haven't? If you have not listened, which we hope you have, kindly go to episode 1, watch that so you can have context when we talk about certain things in this episode. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, if you watch episode 1, now that we know that you watched episode 1,
because you went and you came back.
Jesus, girl.
Sorry. Proceed.
What was I even saying? Now that we know you watched episode 1, we're gonna just jump right into it. So from episode 1, you know that we have the keyword of the week. And this keyword is usually from or related to the topic that we're going to discuss on that podcast, on the next podcast episode. Right. So the keyword goes out on Monday, right?
It went out on Tuesday, actually. Monday was for...
We talk about what is the rule. So the rule is that the keyword is going to be out on Monday.
But the last one went out on Tuesday.
She apologizes for that.
I'm not apologizing. I'm saying it was kind of intentional, but moving forward, it will be going out on Monday because we don't like doing the most on Monday. So we put out the keyword on Monday.
Okay. Anyway, so keyword out on Monday and then episode out on Friday. So the keyword that comes out every Monday is going to be associated with the episode that's going to come out on Friday. There's the word. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so our keyword for this past Tuesday, that is now going to be Monday going forward, was faithful.
Yeah.
Right? And this topic is... The keyword was faithful, and our topic is staying faithful even when you feel invincible, right? Invincible, not like the superhero.
Actually, our topic is how to stay faithful even when you feel
We're not anybody's coulda, shoulda, woulda, aspire to pass.
Well, that's the topic.
We're not those people.
On the card.
We don't have the power to do that, right? So we're just gonna remove the how. That's between you, the Holy Spirit, and God.
So you're telling us that TJ that gave us topic is not valid.
TJ spoke wrong. Oh my God, we forgot TJ. Jesus. But it's fine. Anyway, so we're gonna cancel that and start all over again. So we've gotten TJ now. So
why are you always holding TJ? Okay, no, you're not holding to the back. Sorry. Proceed.
We've gotten TJ back now, so we're just gonna wait until after so you can give us the topic for next week, right? But anyway, keyword faithful topic for today. Although TJ said how to be, no, we're just gonna do staying faithful even when you feel invincible. I think that's a better fit, right? And since I'm older, we're gonna go with what I said. Anyway, so that's what's happening today. That's what we're going to talk about. And this topic is so real, guys.
I'm still stuck on yeah, well, that's you. But let's move forward.
I am. And why are you in your feelings? That's what happens.
Let's proceed.
Anyway, so the topic for today, very real, because nothing can really make you feel invincible. And not invincible like the superhero invincible, no, like invincible like non-existent, irrelevant, not seen, not heard, than being in Nigeria like right now. Because you feel a lot of things, but you can't really do anything about what you're feeling, right? You don't have the power to change anything. You don't have the power, basically, or the authority to do anything or change anything. And you're feeling all the right emotions, anger, disgust, and all of that, but you can't really change anything, right? So I think I don't believe in fate or luck, but it was just predestined that we picked this topic. Because how do you stay faithful to a nation? How do you stay patriotic? How do you stay faithful to the vision of a new Nigeria? How do you stay true? How do you stay on course when you're feeling these kind of things and you're feeling like you're out of place? Or how do you stay focused on your dreams when it seems like left, right, and center something or someone is stopping you, one new law or one lack of a law or one lack of a situation is killing your dreams, or you're trying to be the best child you can be, but you can't because you don't have money for insurance and your parents are ill. So there are a lot of things that can stop faithfulness in a person's life, staying true to something, right? What do you think? Come on.
Yeah. About the Nigerian situation, yeah, it really is. I really feel like as a Nigerian, a lot of times we most definitely feel like our government does not see, hear, or even care about us, because it's crazy that in the year 2025 we have to bring back our girls movement, and we've not even gotten the girls from 2014
are not all back yet.
Like some of them, their stories are not. It's really sad to now hear that the girls that were taken from Kebbi State, to hear that Christians are being persecuted for their faith, hear that like basic rights, security, infrastructure, all of this is not in place, and it really makes the person sad. It really makes us feel like we are not. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares, and to be honest, for this whole situation, I just had to like try and stay positive,
right?
Not positive because you're like, oh, yippee-ki-yay, more like positive, like for those that are being persecuted right now, you pray for them. If there's awareness you can raise on your platform, if you do have one about these movements, you do so. And when the time comes, even though we know sometimes, when it comes to politics, our votes don't necessarily matter all the time, but when the time comes, we do what we can, and
to make the right choice.
Yeah, to make the right choice.
To make the informed choice.
Mm-hmm. And just leave the rest to God, I guess.
Yeah.
But when it comes to feeling invincible beyond the government, because it's a really sad topic, if you go on and on about
that's not.
We're not going to smile in detail to that
at all. We're not. Yeah, we did say we wanted to do something a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we did the NSAG episode on the Dead Diary podcast? We were so sad.
Like even after the episode.
Yeah, like we had to. Like I was so sad. I had to leave X because of the amount of research I had to do. I left X forever. Like I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like my mental health is...
And to see that a lot of the things that we are, it's been
anyway, let's go to lighter things.
Yeah,
right. So like feeling feeling invincible, feeling irrelevant, feeling unseen is not just restricted to those kinds of situations. Like you can feel unseen even in the healthiest of friendships, in the healthiest of work environments, right?
I felt unseen by our parents because of this young lady. Like
again, I was just a really well-behaved good child.
No, you are helping up all the things.
I was not. As a matter of fact, I would have preferred not to have attention at a certain time.
I'm sorry. No.
And it was just
You can't say
very,
that.
I just would attract.
Remember that day that you were dragging that award thing with me?
What a worth thing.
That time.
First of all, you got an award and
No, I
was
didn't.
dragging
You were supposed to
with
give
you.
it to somebody.
No. Okay, let me tell this story. So when we were children, our parents used to run like children entertainment programs. Like, so they would do like, train rides for schools and all of that.
And
So
in 1 year, they
excursions
gave
and
you
whatever.
something.
No. Give the right context, right? So what happened was this woman, so this was my normal role. I was the kiddies hostess. So I was the hostess of the show, basically.
Like, you're the child.
And I was a child, so they would call me the kiddie hostess, right? And it was my job to place the this thing's called now, when the dignitaries visit, and then you place like a flower crown or like a something on their neck. I would look for what that word is, and I would insert it somewhere in this video because I feel like it should have a name, right? And then that's my job. That's been my job. That's been my job since we started this event, right? And then somebody who is not the person that gave me the job, that is the brain behind the project, gave this woman or told this woman that she could do it. I think what we would do is we'll do a BTS video and ask our mom if she really gave this woman the rights to do that or the permission to do that. But the story goes that she says that she was told that she could present the flower crown thingy on to the dignitaries. So the idea was for secondary school children to act out like the parliament, right? And the president. So we'll have the president, we'll have the senators, and all that. And they would have like debates, and it was really fun.
This story,
right?
Is long.
Anyway, this woman said that she was allowed to do it that day, but unfortunately for her, nobody told me anything. And you can't make me flop. I will not give you my job to do, and you will not go and mess it up. So no. And then I didn't like her.
Oh my God.
I didn't like her. I didn't think she was always throwing tantrums. And mind you, I was 6 and she was like 4 when this happened, right? But anyway, long story short, it was my job. It was my thing to hand out. She just waltzed in and says, for that particular person, she was told that she had to be the one to do it, which is ridiculous, right? So therefore, the story does not exist. And
the story exists.
End of story time. We will ask our mother and we will post her response, because even though, let's not talk too much about it, because we're trying to limit the episode to like 30 minutes because we know that people are busy.
Yeah, but like what you said about, healthy relationships, healthy relationship, especially when it's like real, right?
Yeah.
You have friend groups and it's like 3 people. One person is living pretty far, 2 people are living pretty close, 2 people are closer to each other than the third person.
Yeah.
That's why I believe in pairs. Pair yourselves. I will have 2 children so that they can be friends with one another.
By God's grace.
Right. And even
God can surprise you with another one.
If another one comes, I will adopt and add to that child. It has to be an even number.
Are you going to tell God what to do?
Yeah, God can do, and I will pray.
Are you telling God what he would do?
My dear, I'm not telling God what he will do, but my heart's desire is an even number of children so they can pair up. And I don't want more than 2 kids. Lord, please. Anyway, but then we're getting distracted.
Yeah, and I don't feel like one place that I feel every Christian, especially anybody under the age of 30, God, wait, just because that is the age bracket I relate to, not because, no shade, please, no shade, I promise. But then I don't have context for how it is over there, right? But then I'm saying,
like in another country.
No, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, so, but then I feel like people that are 30 have their life together, a lot better than
not all of them.
like no. Let me make my point, please.
Okay.
They have more routines. Basically, they've settled into routines than people in their 20s. Like people in their 20s are just beginning to set their routines, right? And pardon me. But then the point I was trying to make was God, sometimes you can also feel invisible with God. Right? You can feel like, hello, sir, I'm talking to you, Sky Daddy. How do you say it? Yeah, that. Like, hello, sir, are you there? Right? You can also feel invincible, but that's the good thing about that is that we've been told and we've been assured that he's there, right? And we just need to trust him. Mm-hmm. So those are just regular ways I feel anybody across genders, across social, political groups can relate to the fact or to the feeling of being invincible or being irrelevant. Yeah, even at work. Oh my Lord! Let me tell you a trenches story about when I was a big minion. Right, so like I am still a minion, but like a smaller minion. Like I'm closer to being a leader person. So minions are like the bigger minion.
Do not let me say what I wanted to say. Finish.
The bigger you're more of a minion when you have less influence over decisions that happen in your sphere. So at work, the less influence you have on your department, or the more of a minion you are. So that's like it. Like, you know how minions like just like follow Gru's instructions, like is it a Gru? Is it Gru? Say Gru's instructions, like GRU''S. Jesus, girl. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's my understanding. Yeah, so I can't remember the story. I forgot it. I'm sorry. If I remember, I will share. But if not, it has gone.
Just like that,
my guy. Yes, just like that.
Why are you laughing?
Just like that. Honestly, like my brain has connected to another thing and it has gone. Sorry. If I remember, I would.
I'm not.
Oh, I remember. I remember the story. So I remember when I was a lot younger in my career, and I'm a person with great agency. Like I like to be responsible for stuff and getting things done, and it tickles my brain. It makes me feel fulfilled. Anyway, so I was taught the minion phenomenon that day, right? So I'd gone ahead to like run my mouth, and I was like, oh my God, this has to be done this way, and for it to be great. And I just remember I was so cocky. Anyway, so my manager then was like, oh wow, thank you so much for giving me information I didn't really want or care about. And I'm gonna go about my day now. So bye-bye. Get out. I was like, I just solved your problem, girl. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, solved your problem. Like, no. No. And then she finished me. She was like, your view on this is very limited, blah, 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 blah. So that was the day I learned what it meant to be a minion. And I started to mind my business.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was not being invincible. That was you were very invincible in that situation.
No, after that. After that, I started to understand why sometimes it's good to be invincible. But we get to some situations where it's good to be invincible, right? It's better to be invincible.
Yeah, but like that's not an invincible situation at all.
No, but I felt like irrelevant. I felt like, oh my God, I was talking, but then nobody was seeing or hearing what I was saying.
Like I showed you and they put in your place. That's not invincible. Well, my story is about being invincible. So remember the time I was working in this company, right? And I had this co-worker that kept taking credit for my work. But unfortunately, that co-worker was like
rude.
Was rude. Of course, she was rude.
No. Like, yeah, that doing that is just rude.
Yeah, it is rude. So, that person, right, I would complete something. I'd be like, oh, we are so happy that you are satisfied with our work. We?
Why are you speaking French, man?
Bro, I was just sitting there like, one time I almost omitted. I'm like, what do you mean we, ma'am? What do you mean we? Right? And because she was technically my supervisor, in that role, she had more issues, right?
Yeah, no, if it's your supervisor...
No. So the thing is, the structure was, I was working in it, so they would give her like a task, right, to do, and then she'd be like, oh, see me get on this. But the person that supervises both of us specifically said, no, she had more experience. Not like she was my supervisor. She had more
No, she was just like a senior colleague.
Yeah. Like, oh, like, bro, you're supposed to do this. But that person just believed that she was the better person. Even when she messed up, for some reason, it was like, oh my God, this person will not come for meetings and things like that. And it's like, oh my God, she's the best thing to fly bread. But I come like, oh, I arrive, maybe because we usually used to have our meetings. I was one that was always hosting meetings. So I arrive, and I'm arriving like 5 minutes before, instead of 10 minutes before. It's like, oh, why would you do this? Are you trying to sabotage us? Like, so many things were happening, and I really did feel invincible because I was working so hard. I was doing my absolute best. My health was in the mud, right? At that point, I did not know I was anemic. So I was having fainting spells left and right, but, and I was blacking out too. So they were like gaps in my memory. It was just a very weird time for me. But this person was just there, fucking up all the glory. And I was just like, wow. That was a very, 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 but I had a very short stint in that place. So it was like, oh, try an error. And I'm like, oh, this trial is an error. So good.
Yeah. Remove yourself with immediate effect.
I removed myself, right? And thankfully, I've not done MIT yet. So it was like, oh, I could quickly get out. So, but yeah, that's an example of being like invincible.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you were vulnerable enough to share your loser story.
I mean, okay, so my story is a that story, but you going above and beyond where they did not ask you.
I'm just saying that, of course, I'm just joking, girl. That's why I'm laughing. It's a joke.
I feel like you are laughing at my expense. So it's not funny to me.
Anyway, so like even though we're not saying how, I think just want to have a discussion about how like we've been able to stay creative, stay focused to the best of our ability.
Yeah, it's helping this podcast stuff, bruh.
Just to start and continue, that's what we want to share now. Like, I feel, honestly, I don't want to say I think, but I feel, because that's not reality, but I feel like ever since we made the decision to start this podcast, everything and anything has been coming against us. And we have to more fight it in the realm of the spirit, because everything that could happen has happened. Honestly.
No, light, do you know what just came
light my, has got...
Let my laptop fuck up, I will cry. No.
Oh no, that one. No, please. I mean, like, hey, God. I
feel like you're sweating your head.
No, right, but the light went bad for over a week. We had like light issues. What else did we have?
So the CapCut.
The CapCut, Jesus Christ. Are we about to call CapCut out?
Oh, the editing platform situation.
Yes, took for hours.
Yeah, I need to these guys.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we said we're not gonna drop any names.
Oh, hey! That was iconic. This girl, do you know the funny thing? You know why I'm shouting? Because this girl has been on a journey where she's like, oh my God.
I haven't.
Please,
I haven't said a bad word in forever. Hey.
Is it you that is saying
I'm going to clip this out.
You're not going to clip it out. Anyway, she's been all, oh my God, I'm in Zen mode. I'm out here curly and not speaking any foul words. Which is like good. Because like, harsh words can just pop up when you don't want them to.
You have to suppress it.
And she's like, oh, he's doing so well.
Because, I mean...
Now, Mama just home. And then she not let the rest of us...
But then I've been trying to...
Flag of our mouth. Rest.
That's not true. Excuse me. I was just trying to talk about my conviction with her, and I was just saying that, like, after the Bible tells us, no, the Bible tells us that, like, fresh and salty water can't flow out of the same mouth, out of the same spring, right? Out of the same, yeah. So it's the same way. It's the same way. It's the same way. No, I never do that.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Well, yeah. I've been so good.
What are we talking
anyway,
about?
So yeah. How you can now be focused and, still be faithful to yourself, to your goals, to your dreams, to your nation, to your...
You to take seriously. I'm talking to you. You know yourself.
I have to say that
it's you too I'm talking to.
Excuse you. I went when I paid.
You didn't go like that too.
I went when I paid, but I already said no. I said that I was going to go. Yeah, that was the pace I set for myself, because I wasn't going to be unrealistic and say 4 days a week for myself and then feel like very bad when I'm not able to make the 4 days.
Your own metabolism.
So
you are fatter, or you had issues carrying yourself. I'm sure you do that 4 days very quickly.
Anyway, so what's worked for us is sort of sticking to routines. That's what I was talking about when I said 30 plus people seem to have their routines down a little bit better than younger people. Right? Because they've had long, and their routines are just like habits practiced over and over and over again. So that's your routine, right? So that's what we're doing. We're trying to stay true to routines, and I think the goal is to not add too many things to your routine at the same time. I think people start with like, New Year resolution, and
that thing is rubbish. I did it for like 3 years straight, and I didn't achieve anything in my New Year's resolution sheet. Please.
Is it like SHEET?
Yeah, and sheet like Google Sheet. Joe.
Okay, girl. Okay. So that's I think people think consistency is like every day. So consistency sometimes is like barely crawling. Barely just like slowly sliding yourself across the floor.
Me on Monday.
Right. That's like me. Any day I have to leave my house.
Whatever.
But still showing up.
Leave your house more.
Still showing up. That's what consistency is. Yep. Show up tired. Show up feeling dead. Show up feeling used. Show up feeling unseen, irrelevant, and all of that. Yeah. Right? And then also remember why because I feel like a lot of people, the reason why we don't stay consistent, for me, when I wasn't consistent with the things I'm not consistent with are the things that I don't have a why for. Right? So that I try something because it's trendy, or because I think in the moment I'm like, oh, this is like my blood is hot and I want to do this and I get it done, and then I'm on fire, and then boom, that's it. But then if I have a why, I'm always able to remember, why do you serve in church even when you get, although I don't think that you burned out when you are serving in church, but then you can get really tired. Right? Why do I keep showing up even when it seems like, oh, this thing is against me, or why am I always showing up in my business? Why am I always, I want to make money, yeah, but then oftentimes people that run successful businesses are trying to solve things, right?
Yeah.
So
I think another thing is to remember that sometimes the little things, the things that you feel invincible for, pay off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So for example, the story I gave about, someone that was taking credit for my work. By the time I moved to another company, it was obvious, right, that
somebody cooked here.
Yeah, that's not what I was gonna say.
Somebody cooked here.
I did cook the beans, so please.
No, like somebody cooked. Like, let him cook. Like that.
Right.
Not that kind of Jesus, girl.
You take a touch inside that. I'm not like, I think stuff is like that. Anyway, so when push came to shove, and there were times to do presentations and things, there was a clear difference in my work, right? Because that time when somebody was taking credit for my work, I was putting my best foot forward. It was frustrating, yes, but eventually the time will tell, right? Time will tell, and the results of those things, like you being faithful, right, will definitely show that's right, that person. It might take a while, a really long while.
Well, I think it might feel like a long while. It might feel like a long while. And let me just say this as somebody who has been through the trenches of being a minion. I'm still there, but not like as deep in the trenches, if you know what I mean. But I think we should all embrace our seasons of feeling irrelevant. Because if everybody is if everybody's relevant, then who's gonna be a minion? Minions are just as important as the people at the top. Yeah. Right? But you need to be cooked. I mean, the Bible that we know, I don't think the Bible says it. I don't think I have read it in the Bible yet. But if it does, please educate me. But I do know that people say that God doesn't use a vessel, an untested vessel. I think it's just like a moral story from different Bible situations. But then I don't think anywhere in the Bible expressly says that God doesn't use untested vessels. But then it's the same principle that is applied. Like, you're not going to be called into leadership. You're not going to be used like as a leader if you've never been a minion.
Yeah, many of the people that we kind of look up to are people that have paid their dues.
Exactly.
People that have put in effort. You know, you hear some people's stories like, oh my God, you know, I don't know what there was a singer that had been singing for I think about 9-10 years. She had been putting out stuff and people are not really listening to her music. And when she says, okay, no, it was an actress. I don't necessarily watch the show. I watched season 1 and then I stopped after that.
What show?
Euphoria, right? The Maddie girl. But then she had she said she was going to give up on acting. Right? She had stayed consistent for a long time. When she was like, okay, I'm going to give up, she landed that role in Euphoria. And Euphoria is now like a really big show.
Is it big if I haven't watched it?
You're not that important in the grand scheme of things. There are 8 billion people in the world, so I don't think
I'm saying all the big. If I could watch Game of Thrones all 8 seasons,
that was big.
That wasn't peer pressure. My friend Simi practically kidnapped me. And
why are you still in the story, bro? I was the one that brought the film to the house.
Are you joking?
You know what?
I watched Game of Thrones in my school.
Of course.
That's where I watched Game of Thrones.
So when I brought it to
I watched season 1 to 7.
I feel like we're going off topic. We're just keep that 30 minutes.
We have missed the mark, but not by a lot.
This is why we go off topic, but it's fine. Let's stick to the topic, right? So talking about being invincible, I do believe that there are times where people should be invincible. People should keep their opinions to themselves. People should repeat, right? Because in this social media age, people give their opinions on things that I'm like, I don't think this is something you should talk about. It's not everything you have to have an opinion on. For example, we had a dear friend of ours that posted about, you know, how working out as a woman is difficult, right? Especially when you move from
being a single
woman, now being married, right? And now having kids. That at each stage it gets a lot more difficult. She was speaking to, try and have a community for yourself that, that kind of reminds you to work out. You also have to be determined. That was the general gist. And someone comes in that comment section like, oh, why are you acting like men working out is so difficult? Like, bro, it's not gender.
Fitness is hard for both genders or something like that.
No, she said she was speaking to her reality, right? As a mother and as a wife.
Yeah.
Right? And
I'm saying like the guy was like, fitness is hard for all genders. I'm like, bro.
Exactly. But it's like, we're not having a gender war. This is just someone that is expressing her own reality.
Yeah.
Like it's not everything we have to talk about. If you have anything reasonable to say, you cannot contribute to what she's saying based on because you can't relate to her reality. It's fine. Just like the poster and keep it pushing.
I feel like a good framework for you to know because I feel like I think that it is okay to form an opinion, right? It is valid. It means you're a thinking person and we are not sheep, right?
Yeah.
So it's great. However, we need to think about social media like real life. would you randomly walk up to somebody talking to her friend, talking about how being a fit woman or fitness as a mother is a little bit harder than when she was single? Would you walk up to her and say, but it's hard for both genders?
I mean,
if you would, you're not so well upstairs. But if most people will probably just keep walking, right? You probably will even hear the conversation, right? So the fact that the thing happened to fall in your feed or stumble on your side of Instagram doesn't mean that it's for you.
Yeah,
like you can't just.
Sometimes it's not really for you. Like
do that.
It's okay to swipe. It really is okay to swipe, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it was just unprovoked. It gave me. I was just very confused, right? And I'm like, she's not saying, "Oh, men are not working out." She was explaining how, like, as someone who takes her fitness seriously, it got harder for her at each stage. And she understanding. Now you now come and like, "Oh, it's difficult for both gender." Like, bro, did they say it's not difficult for you? Then if you want to talk about, like, she can't talk about how it's difficult for men. You go ahead and talk about how fitness is difficult for men, and we too will like the video and swipe. Because some things that people say, you wonder, you say some things and then later they will now cancel you online. I'm not the biggest fan of cancel culture, but sometimes when people say things and then they get cancelled for it, I'm like, you get why?
Yeah, before we even get to like cancel culture, I also think like another framework would just be if somebody is regarded by some other people, like a man of God, for example. If he's regarded, like he has people that follow him and follow his ministry and whatever. Again, ignore if you do not like that ministry. You don't have to insult. You don't have to bash the person.
I think you can express your opinion without insulting.
You can see. No, don't express any opinion because let me tell you something. You don't, especially when it comes to men of God or people that come to say that they are called by God. We are not the Holy Spirit. We don't know who is called and who is not called, right? I don't think you want to expose yourself to the danger of antagonizing somebody who is called, because the anointing on that person's head can render you in a situation that you don't want, right? So again, the principle is if this person has like the same way like some traditional systems happen or like some Islamic practices happen, I might have an opinion, but I'm just going to swipe because it doesn't have anything
in that situation. I do believe you can express your because even like in my own assembly, there have been times where the pastor or our pastor has said something and I'm like, oh, this I don't really necessarily agree with it, and then you go back and you study, and then if I agree, that's like based on my own study eventually. But I think you can express your opinion and be like, okay, I'm not really I don't understand this or I don't agree with this, but it's fine.
No, you can ask questions. But to express negative, like, oh, this person is a fraud, or this person is
insult. That kind of, you can express your opinion without insulting.
But then I'm saying that if somebody has a platform and they're speaking on the platform, especially if it's cut out from a sermon, that he's speaking to his local congregation, as people that dressed on Sunday morning and went to his church or her church, right, to listen to that person, you're not one of them. I mean, don't listen to the person. You don't have to give your. It's not doesn't have anything to do with you. Like, it's not for you. Face your own local church. Like the example you gave, having an opinion from your local. Like, this is somebody has come to. So I'm invested. I've chosen you to be my spiritual father, my spiritual like guide. If I feel you are teaching me rubbish, I was like when you have a teacher, right? You are a science student and then your teacher is teaching you biology, right? And then there's something you're like, oh no, I didn't read this in the textbook. You will not say, oh, you're seeing the literature teacher teaching their own class. Just because you happen to pass by the window, you're like, hello, literature teacher, it is not your business. That's what I'm saying.
Like, so I do personally, I think people can express themselves, right? And we can have differences of opinion, right? Especially like when you don't necessarily understand. I don't think you have to come out and be like, oh yeah, it's just in the front, whatever. You can, based on your study and what you understand, you can express your own understanding, right? While being respectful. That is what I believe, right? Because I don't see how the way people say things online sometimes, it's like, bro, you could there are so many other ways you could have said this, right? Without insulting the person. We throw insults around a little too quickly, right? Or 1 minute this person is stupid, and then all the other derogatory words. I mean, it's not, like I said, when some people get cancelled or are getting dragged online, I'm like, well, I mean, I can't really say like, oh my god, this person didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Like you really, and then people don't think about like the ripple effect of their like tweets. Oh, you tweet about something and then years after it catches up to you, will not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, but then I mean, we did see a case recently on social media of this very, very, very influential. I think we should not drop any names.
Yeah.
Very, very influential Asian TikToker.
Yeah.
Very influential. He had like a big STD scandal with his ex. He cheated in 2020. Right, and then allegedly, but he did confess and apologized for that. So yes, and now he's a Christian influencer. He preaches about God and all of that on his TikTok, right? And a lot of his new followers, of people that have been engaging with him in the past 3 or so plus years, are all Christians, and they are, drawn to his Christian content. But then now the stories are now coming out about him having sexual situations
so it's not like
people.
Stories are coming out about him. So the situation is, this situation happened 5+ years ago, right? And the person that it happened with came back after 5 years to say, oh, don't forget that this person did this and did that. And the young man kept expressing how he wants to move on. Like he wants to move on his past it, He posted some receipts about, trying to debunk some things that were said about him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like she wasn't, because she had come out earlier in 2020 and he had attested to the fact that some of the things she had said were true, right? And at the time he was in the world and he was in, those kind of situations. Now people there's like, we were talking about the truth. People not caring about the truth is the story that comes out first. Now, because he had already attested to a similar, there's somebody that came out and said, she met him at an event and then he kept pursuing her and then she rejected him, and then because she rejected him, he went around telling people that he had slept with her and all of that. People were quick to believe that story because evidence had existed of him cheating on his partner in the past, right? So they're like, if he could cheat in the past, he could do this now and blah, 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 right? He now had to come up with receipts and try to prove that, oh no, I didn't do that, I didn't do all these things, and simply because this was just a ripple, the situation that was allowing people to say those kind of things was because he had a similar sort of story from the past.
Yeah.
We're talking about like consequences of some of the things that we do, so that our actions don't really stop with us. Like they evolve and sometimes take on a life of their own, right? And that's why we don't think about like the present. Like my mom always says something, that a child that lies will steal, a child that steals will kill. And that's basically just showing you ripple effect. Like if you're able to lie, intentionally deceive somebody, it means that you can intentionally take from somebody, right? And once you can actually take from somebody, eventually you'll be willing to take their life, because there's no, like, that's like a compounding factor or compounding element of this situation, right? So I feel like the reason why people feel like they could cancel somebody like that, right, was because he had something in the past. But then some people deserve to be cancelled. Some people don't have sense.
So I think for this particular situation, it's when you have, like you said, when you've let's say you've lied before, right? If somebody steals, low-key, people will start to side.
Yeah, because they're like,
because like, I mean, it was a smaller crime, in quotes, right? It was a small crime, but still, it's like, it's easier for people to point at the liar than the person that has never been proven to lie, right? Which I don't think anybody exists like that. But anyway, the person has not lied
when he walked this earth.
The person had not like lied before, so lied and they've caught the person, right? They'll probably look at you that lied, right? And in the case of this particular influencer, it was just a situation whereby consequences of his actions are still following him. Now he wants to move on, and he's saved. Jesus has saved him.
Yeah.
Seems like he has moved on from all of that. He's doing much better. He has built his platform on something entirely different. But the cockroach in his cupboard
from the past,
in a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Should I say like the carcass of the cockroach? Because like cockroach is not gonna lie to crawl out anymore. But then people just open the cupboard and oh my god, dead cockroach!
Yeah. But that from time to time that really, it's just to show that it's the thing. The way people say, "Oh, social media is not everything. It's not real. It's not this." It will catch up with you at some point. It will happen. And then we've seen stories, especially the one that passed this week in Nigeria,
let's not talk
right,
about
where a person, his own this thing caught up with him, right, and it just shows you that we need to be careful of the things that we say, of the things that we do. Social media is a real place, and people will judge you for the things that you are saying.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely. And talking about people that deserve to be cancelled. There was a video that you showed me over the week. There was a person who decided that she deserved to come on social media to tell somebody else that she doesn't look the part.
Let me provide proper context. So this lady, she's like a really micro, like not up to 5K followers, or not up to 10K followers, right? Influencer, and she's dragging this bigger celebrity, talking about the lady doesn't look the part of a celebrity, her aesthetics doesn't match, she's not looking, she needs to put herself together. And in this girl's bio, she wrote that she was a Nollywood actress and content creator, megastar, something like that. She wrote a couple of things.
She was manifesting.
Yeah, she was manifesting on that. And then another bigger creator who had like over 500K followers now reacted to this video. And this girl was like, babes, if anybody's gonna be telling somebody about, putting their best foot forward and looking the part, it most definitely should not be you. Right? And homegirl decides to respond to this bigger creator. Unfortunately for her, this girl was ready for her with Shakabula.
Yeah.
The way I was shouting,
I was impressed.
No, it's like the insults were not, oh, you're stupid, you are foolish.
No. Creative.
Very creative. I remember she said something about, wisdom. Oh my God. Wisdom runs from you, like something. Like she said a lot of things, right? And we were just sitting here in awe. But it was a case of someone painting it, like telling someone else, you don't pay this person, you don't pay her bills, you're not buying clothes for her, and you're telling her she's not matching the aesthetic, which is crazy because generally online, people we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. Yeah, involved with challenge.
Yeah, so even people telling celebrities that, why are they repeating outfits? I'm like, first, how do you know that I bought this thing if I'm not wearing it again? Do you know that people rent outfits? So I bought it with my hard-earned, especially if it's like a foreign designer, an Italian designer, or like a US designer. Like I spent USD on this thing, and I'm talking about like $10,000, $10,000, and I will wear it once. I will wear it to take my bath. I will wear it everywhere. As I'm going down the street, I will wear it. Like, I have to make my money back. Yeah. You're joking. Yeah. And you're saying, because this person wore her designer outfit or designer shoes, I think it was, that she wore for her wedding, she wore it to another high-class event. Yeah, like, oh my God. Like, guys, take a look, she's wearing it again. Like, what do you mean she's wearing it again? Is that not the whole essence of buying shoes? You just buy and dump them. It's not teaching people. You see why we named this segment because like things that come up on like, and I feel like generally we pressure ourselves. I feel like we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. Like I sat here because on TikTok I was going through this whole Involve Me challenge, and you hear ridiculous things, right? That's how they were like, involve me, but you will get where your only wig now 10 inches bow strip. Do you know how much 10 inches bow strip is? Even though you wear an only synthetic wig where you get. Even though, like, I even saw one show like, involve me 30 December. You will no get car. Buy for me. So, carless humans don't deserve to enjoy their Christmas. Is that what we're saying now? Like also like Uber is just not a thing. Uber and Bolt are like we're keeping that business afloat. Like we're good. How would we help you that you're using your car for Bolt and Uber? How would we help your
She
business?
don't say she's using her own car for both too.
I'm just saying, it looks like, the cars now. We know the cars that do that. So it looks like one of them. So it could be a potential. You could use it as a side hustle, to be able to buy your fuel that you need for your vehicle for that month. So we are your customers. Aren't we the priority? Aren't we the ones that are right? Don't.
But
do
then
that.
generally, it's just like
It's very wrong.
It's social media is just it can be really irritating. The things that people prioritize, it just shows you that some things are just absurd. Like some things are not the way they should be, really. Because with challenges and things like this, it just shows you that people put pressure on themselves. People let other people put pressure on themselves, right? And some other people are just projecting. Because if it's not mental illness, why would you be telling somebody that has one human go straight week that, oh my God, it's not enough to kind of involve me because of that, right? And it just shows how some people are just classist and awful people.
Yeah, but then we
right?
do know that Nigerians, especially the Ghanaians, are classist. And I have to say that, like, sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, whoa, that is not of course. What is that? Like, I think, and it's not like classism per se. Not like, well, I'm better than you or anything. But I'm like, sister, you that you are in this level. Why are you looking this way? And I'm like, she could be using her money for other things. She could be the first child sponsoring 4 or 5 siblings to school.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't mean that she doesn't have the money, just that her money is utilized in a different way than what you would expect, right? From a Lagos body in a lead role in one very popular fintech. You'd be like, like, it doesn't always have to be like your reality doesn't have to be any other person's reality, right? So that's like the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
But wrapping up.
Finally,
we've gotten here.
The charge. I'm not preaching people. But our encouragement to each and every one of us really is, with everything that has been said and done, let's appreciate our Invincible season. And while you're in your Invincible season, don't let somebody come and pressure you to take pressure. You should do things like this. You should do it like that. You should wear this. You should wear that. It's in your wilderness season, like she said, right? Don't pressure yourself. Like, just keep things pushing.
Yeah. As she said it, like, I don't really have anything to add other than there would never be a you like you. Nobody else can design your story. Nobody else can design your path like you and your God can, right? So I think you need to first of all, if you don't have Jesus, please get him.
Yeah.
He loves you and he needs you. You need him. Let's all be one family, But then clarity comes outside of yourself, outside of your own existence, and believing in the beyond what you can see physically, right? So it is important that you understand that it's for a season, right? And there's something on the other side that would make this make sense, what you're going through right now, right? So yeah, and obviously, the even if at the end of the day you don't get all your dreams, you don't achieve all your dreams, you're not where you started from. That's the truth. If you are really applying yourself, you would never ever remain at where you started, right? So I think that's I think it's time for us to get to
Thank you so much, everyone.
I think it's time for us to get to you. We've not done TJ.
You not let me talk first. Wow, gosh. When you were doing your mini sermon,
please. When you were doing your own when you were making your points and you were you're doing like heartwarming words and whatnot, I didn't judge you. Why are you now calling my own preaching?
Okay, ma. Well, so basically next week, Monday, we'll be posting the keyword for the topic for episode 3. And as we know from the previous episode, you would have to. Why are you picking it by yourself?
I'm not picking it. I'm taking out the one that we just.
Okay, sorry. Apologies. And from what we know, our keyword is taken from the topic, so we'll have to take our topic from TJ right now. So,
okay. I feel like we should allow TJ evolve in the next season because like he's not giving all the glamour he needs to give.
Oh, she picked it by herself. Okay. Oh my God.
So we have like random topics across different subgroups. I think there's like several relationships, there's like purpose focused questions, there's friendship.
We said that in episode 1. Go and watch episode. Yeah, all of that in episode 1. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we've picked our topic, and then watch
updates will be on social media.
On Instagram specifically.
Yeah, on Instagram specifically. You can follow us on Instagram at _ the SEO podcast. You can follow us on YouTube at
Simi and Annie.
Hey, today you not from my hand. You can also follow us on TikTok at the SEO podcast as well. Thank you, beautiful people, for your time. This has definitely been longer than what we thought it would be.
Yeah, but I feel we're entertaining enough that you would most likely make it to this point. If you made it to this point, we love you. You are precious.
We'll see behind the scene if you don't make it to this point.
You are precious. You are valuable. I see you. I love you. You know, what else do the what else do the aspire people say? You are worth it. And all the rest.
Anyway,
enjoy
you on the next one.
Enjoy your weekend.
We'll see you on the next one.
What's it?
We'll see you on the next one.
What she said. She said no.
I must have the last word.
Oh my gosh.
Next one.
Jesus, girl.